Alright, how's it going? Today we're doing Grasp of Avarice solo floors on Warlock. We're using Stormcaller, along with the Lament and Geomag stabilizers. Using a Chill Clip fusion rifle and Forbearance for air clear and major DPS. So, let's go over the mechanics of this dungeon. It focuses around picking up engrams from dead enemies. These engrams will have a 30-second timer on them once you pick them up. If you do not pick up another engram before that 30 seconds runs out, you will die. So yeah, you have to pick them up and deposit them by standing next to a crystal. And you do that to either just continue with the encounter or to start a damage phase. Picking up 10, 20, 30, etc. engrams will fully recharge all your abilities, including your super. So we're going to use a high damage super so we can spam it. So that's why we're using Geomags. For this first encounter, you need 50 engrams in total deposited. As you can see, the stacks are going down when I stand near the crystal. And once they're all deposited, we will be able to move forward with this encounter. Now we've got the jumping and trap section. This is pretty okay to do, as long as you follow my instructions. We're going to start by using the Chill Clip fusion rifle to freeze this Shrieker. You can just kill it, but I just like to run through it. And we're just going to run past all these extra enemies as well. Going to run past these Thrall as well. And we're going to continue on. Get a nice speed boost by hitting a rock. So now we want to take the second door here. Jump over the pressure plate on the floor, activate that, which will open up this here. We then want to stand on this platform, which will drop, and then mantle into this bit to press this button. We're then going to want to start climbing up and go into the farthest right little tube. I miss it there because I'm really good at this game. So we're going to do that again. We're actually going to get in this time. We're going to stand on this plate on the floor, which will open up the roof. And jump up. We're going to not hit that platform on the left. And we're just going to run through here. Activate this button. And continue. Now we're going to skip this encounter by standing on that platform there and just jumping all the way to the end. Not hit that button, but hit the one above it. This will open up the door on the far side, but also spawn a Shrieker. So we're just going to use a grenade. You can also use a fusion rifle to shoot through this grating if you miss your grenade. So now we're going to do the same thing in reverse. We're just going to swipe over here with this sword so we can hit the thing. We're then going to hit this button over here, which will open up the far doors. And we're just going to jump all the way over to them. Like so. We're then going to go through this this door here, if it actually opens. There we go. Now we're just gonna run around hitting a series of buttons which will bring us into the next mechanic, which is the Scorch Vandal. Just gonna use full bonus to take out some acolytes. Now we're going to do the same here. Now we're going to find the Scorch Vandal and kill him. And we've got the Scorch Cannon. Now the Scorch Cannon, you want to shoot some sort of ring type things like that one. You want to hold down the Scorch trigger until you hear it sort of charge up twice, or three times actually. That will allow you to open up the door, like so. Want to make sure to hide from the falling barrel as well. Now we're going to jump up. And then we're going to face our first boss, Friesia the Insatiable. And for this we're going to be combining the two mechanics that we've just learned. I'm going to carefully jump over this gap. Now we're going to run over to the left to find the Scorch Vandal, which is over here. Take him out, grab the cannon, get the Ionic Trace as well. And now open up this door here in the same fashion that we've done before. This will spawn some Hive, which you can kill to get engrams. You want to make sure to hold on to the Scorch Cannon, because if you don't, it will despawn after a certain time, and you want to use it quickly after clearing out all these guys to open up the next door. You need 25 engrams in total. There are 14 on, I think, each side. So now to start off with, we're going to use the wayframe, so our time is reset. Then we're going to Chaos Reach everything over here as well, since we get it back so quickly. Now I missed one, which means I need to get one more to get the 25. And now we're going to stand by the crystal to deposit them. And now we're going to start with the Chaos Reach. Make sure you're amplified for that Thunderous Retort bonus damage as well. Once that's done, we're going to throw a grenade for jolting, and we're going to just wail on him with the Lament. This will be a fairly consistent 3-phase, except the Lament can be quite inconsistent. If you do an aerial attack, you run the risk of causing a desync issue, which will make it look like Friesia is somewhere where he isn't. So he seems to teleport around, but it's not too much of a problem anyway. So as you can see, that's a good 40 to 45% of his health, which means a very comfortable 3-phase. So we're just going to start over and do this again. This time we don't have our super to use in this side, which is a bit annoying. So we're just going to place a rift down to get the arc soul going, as well as some healing, and just use forbearance and a bit of fusion rifle to take out the knights. If you want to play it a bit more safely, once you've completed one side, you can go and immediately deposit those engrams, because the timing can be quite tight to do both doors at once. See, I screw up a little bit here. That actually didn't hit the thing, which means my time is running quite low, and somehow I don't manage to open up the door in time, and I run out of Scourge, and it's all going bad. It's all going bad. So I'm just going to sprint over to this crystal and deposit them with less than a second to go before I die. The timer does pause when you're depositing engrams. I probably should have said that earlier. But anyway, we're just going to get another Scorch Cannon and try that again. Sometimes the damage phase takes a little bit to start up, but you can tell when it makes the noise that you're ready to go. See, there's what I meant by desync issue. If you do light attacks, aerial attacks, it'll push him back a bit. If you see him get pushed around by your lament, that means he's going to teleport soon. Because it's not actually a teleport, it's just the game thinks he's somewhere and he's actually somewhere else. So that was actually a much better damage phase. We did around 50% there. So, I don't know, the 2-phase might be possible. I might try for it later, but it's not particularly worth it to do. And once we got 25, we're going to go to the crystal to start up the final damage phase. Just gonna wait for the damage phase to start. There we go. Now when he's low health, he'll start charging you. That's fine, don't worry about that, because he's dead anyway. And now we can move on. So now we're at the Sparrow section. This is quite fun. All you have to do is follow the route I take, and you'll be golden. You'll have to defuse mines by running through them. You can extend the mine timer by hitting certain buttons across the map. I think there are 2 for every mine. They look like that. And if you follow the route I do, you'll be fine. Now you want to hold forward so you land perfectly flat, so you can continue to boost straight into this final mine. And now we're going to traverse these crystal tunnels a little bit. It can get a little bit confusing. And now onto the Falling Shield encounter. Basically, what you got to do for this is you got to find 4 servitors and throw them into the middle by killing them and putting their bodies on the platform to be sent up by gravity cannons. I was just looking for the first servitor, which I saw on the left. You can see because of his white shield. So we're just going to go to the left instead of the right. So to get the servitor's shield down, all we have to do is get 20 engrams and deposit them in the crystal in the middle of the area. So we're just going to go around killing some stuff until we get 20. We're also going to drop this next Scorch Cannon, but we're not going to pick it up. If we don't pick it up, it's not going to have a despawn timer, but if we do, it does. So you can just use Forbearance or Lament to carve your way through all these enemies. So we're just going to do that. So now we've got 20, we're going to stand by the crystal. And we're going to use 3 fusion rifle shots to take out this servitor. And we're going to push him. Going to keep pushing him. We accidentally picked up an engram, which means we have to deposit it, otherwise we're going to explode. Now you want to make sure the cannon's lined up properly, and then blast it off into the middle. And you just do that 3 more times. And now we're going to look for the next one. Since I can't see it at all, and I know they don't spawn in the same place twice, it means it must be on the left where I can't see it. There he is. I should mention that the servitor bulls are actually fairly heavily magnetized towards the man cannon, so you can sort of just push them in the right direction, and they'll probably, much more likely than not, end up in the right place. So now we're going over to the left again. And we're just going to launch the final one. Place the second Scorch Cannon shot for us, and then ride it into the middle. Now we're going to use the Scorch Cannon to get up into the ball. And we're now going to be facing Captain Avarok, which is a pretty similar fight to the other ones, with a slight few differences. One is that enemies don't drop engrams, and instead you have to use the Scorch Cannons to get them to drop from containers around the thing. So to start off with, we're going to go into the middle of the arena, we're going to place a well. We're going to try to get a chill clip shot out to slow these two guys, and we're just going to start off with a Chaos Reach on these. These guys are extremely annoying, especially the Shank, the Marauder as well, can be quite a nuisance. So you're going to be spending most of your time on this platform here. This is because you can see two of the Scorch Cannon things from here, whereas on the others you can only see one. And something I forgot to mention is that you won't be able to hit the same Scorch Cannon thing twice. So right now I'm just trying to find the Scorched Vandal. There he is. Almost died tragically there. Now we're just going to follow him to get the Scorched Cannon. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get 10 engrams, so we have our super back, and then we're going to use that super to take out the Shank and possibly the Marauder. The Marauder also does have 10 engrams on him, so killing him will also get your super back. So what I should have done here is go into the middle, however I was feeling a bit ballsy, so I thought, you know, I'll just do the super here, and I'll get the next one and do it again here. Save a bit of time, but as you can see my screen's turning red. I'm about to die, but fortunately I managed to pick up an engram. So now I'm going to go into the middle to find the Marauder. If you hit him with a chill clip shot, you will make him... you'll overload him, which means he won't go invisible anymore. However, I completely lost him. There he is. So I'm just going to use my Chaos Reach on him. And get 10 more engrams. And deposit them. You need 60 engrams in total to start a damage phase. And that's 30 we've done already. So just 30 more. Now you just want to run between the two Scorch Cannon things that you can see, and just keep shooting them. That's 30 now. You also want to be stacking up the armor charge stacks. I put melee Wellmaker on for this reason, but you also want to leave some enemies alive. As we'll see in a bit, because since this takes quite a while, you lose a lot of armor charge time and a lot of amplified time. So what I do is, when I'm down to 5 engrams left, I get a melee kill that will spawn an Ionic Trace, which will make me amplified, and also give me armor charge. Thanks to heavy-handed, not melee Wellmaker. Anyway, so for the damage phase, we're going to start off with Chaos Reach and just go in for the Lament with a grenade afterwards. Same as before. And this is also a comfortable 3 phase. Unfortunately my melee button's acting up a little bit, so I ruined that slight amount, but it's alright. Anyway, so now we're going to do this again, but a small bit differently because we don't start with a Chaos Reach. We're going to grab the Scorch Cannon and we're going to use... Yeah, we're doing the same thing. What am I talking about? So the Marauder and Shank have respawned, which means we want to get our super back as fast as possible. so we can start to take them out. This time I'm actually going to go into the middle, put a rift down, and use that to stay alive while taking out the shank. The shank can also be finished, whereas the Marauder cannot. So once that's done, we're going to get 10 more. And we're going to do it again. For some reason the Marauder's all the way over there, which I very rarely seen him do anything like this. I almost died here, which is a bit embarrassing, but managed to just hide and recover. The Jolt has also overloaded him from the grenade, which means he can't turn invisible. However, I've lost him, there he is. And I Chaos Reach, but I lose him again. So I'm just going to use the Lament. Melee Bum's still acting up. And there we go. Now I'm just gonna try to get some armor charge going before I start all this again, because I want to remember to have armor charge stacks. You should remember that you do get your rift back every 10 engrams as well, so that can help out quite a lot. That one missed, so I'm going to do it again. If you miss twice, you're going to have to deposit, otherwise you're going to die. Anyway, so now I want to leave some enemies alive. Get down to 5 engrams remaining, and go in for a melee kill. And do the same thing. Got a desync there as well. It's very less common to happen on Avarok, but it can still happen. For some reason, the Marauder was there, so I'm just going to kill him first. I'm then going to use his extra 10 engrams to kill the Shank. You should watch out, because as you can see there, Avril can stomp, and if he stomps the engrams, they will fly away and possibly be irretrievable. Now we're just going to go for the finish on the Shank. And we need 40 more, since we only deposited 20. So we're just going to go get them. And we're just going to go into the middle. Gonna get some kills. Unfortunately, my Oxel killed them, so I got amplified, but I didn't get any orbs, which is a bit annoying, but still manageable. Because a large amount of damage will actually just come from the super itself. And we're done. So yeah, that was Grasp of Avarice, Solar Flawless on Warlock during Season 21, Season of the Deep. Hope you all enjoyed, hope you found this helpful, and if you did, like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.